Yeah. So for HANA system replication, we require the one more HANA system, and we need to replicate the data that is required here, HANA system replication. So that we will do it. So that required the one more VM box, and we have to install the HANA again, the same instance, same SID instance number. We have to install the one more, that is the HANA HSR. That is called the HANA. So HANA system replication. So that is the concept of the system replication concept, that we have to install it. So that we will do it later, not later. Maybe we need to install that one, that VM, and system copy. System copy, we can discuss about the entire procedure. Entire procedure we can discuss. That is the one thing left, and the next one is the data provisioning, SDA concept, data provisioning. So data provisioning technique. So data provisioning means to pull the data from other non-SAP databases, either SAP or non-SAP. Sorry, either the HANA or non-HANA databases. So that is called the data provisioning, to provision the data. Okay. So those things we will discuss today, data provisioning technique, and also table, like we have few small topics left in the HANA Studio. So those things we will discuss now. Okay. So if you see in HANA Studio, so we have, yesterday we have discussed about the backups, right? So taking the backups and everything, restoring everything, and a catalog. So where the tables exist in the HANA Studio exactly, where the tables exist in HANA Studio. So if you open, normally we are discussing about, so data tables. So in the tables contains the data and everything, right? So we are discussing about these things. So HANA database contains data. Not only HANA database, every database contains the tables. So the tables contains the data, right? That what we are discussing. But where can we see the data? We can see the data. Yes, we can see the data. Where? So if you see the tables, so if you want to see the tables, just you need to expand the catalog. Catalog, you need to expand it. Catalog, you need to expand it. Under the catalog, you can see these are the schemas. Under the catalog, you have the schemas. So the group of schemas are the called the group owner of the tables. So few tables, there is a one owner. So how in the organization we have a basis manager, and development manager, functional manager. How the managers are there? Manager is, so group of team is the manager. Couple of persons, suppose we have 10 members in the team, 10 members, we have the one manager. So like that, here also the owners, these are the owners, schema owners means table owners, owner of the tables. So owner of the tables. So those owners, we can see it from here. So under the catalog, you can see under the catalog, so here these are the tables here. Okay. So the HANA database knows, so which table it will store. The database knows, right? So if you just expand the system, suppose any one of the schema, suppose sys, then under sys you have the tables here, right? You have the tables here. If you expand these tables, you have n number of tables are available. Each schema, you can see n number of tables are available here. N number of tables are available here. These all are the tables. These all are the tables which come as part of the SAP HANA installation, or SAP. When you are doing the SAP installation, there is a one schema will be created. Suppose like SAP ABAP 1, same as like now sys. So under that we have n number of tables, lakhs of tables will be so created. So in this table, so data will be stored. The data will be stored. Suppose this is the roles related table. If I right click, and so we can also view the table data. Right click and open the data preview. then it will show the data here. Here I don't see any data, that's why no rows retrieved. Suppose if I want to see something like here, then right click and just click on the open preview, then you will see the data here. You will see the data here. Why? Because few tables there is a data, few tables are empty. The empty, we will display the empty. The data which we have, there is a rows will be displayed. There is a 200 rows displayed in the 47 milliseconds. So just if you click on the refresh, then the count will be decreased. The count will be decreased. Why? Because so the data is storing into the main memory. That's why initially we discussed like, so HANA is the one of the fastest database. Within fraction of milliseconds, we can retrieve the data from the table. We can retrieve the data from the table. So that's what happened now. So within fraction of milliseconds, we discussed the data from here, right? That is what we discussed now. So not only one table, so multiple tables we can view it. So not only one table, we can create the multiple tables, and multiple tables data we can get it from the database level. We can get it from the database level. So this table as the here. So basically, so tables contains under the schema. Each schema, there are the some specific tables are available. Each schema, there are specific tables are available. You can see this schema having some so data, the schema having some data. So like that, each thing we have the data are available in the system, right? So that is the thing we are discussing now. Where can we see the tables and data means under the catalog. Under the catalog, we have the list of schemas are available. Under the schema, so we have the tables list is available. So then tables list is available under the table. So if you open the table, then you will see what is exactly each table, what is exactly all this. If you want to export the table, then just click on the export the table. Then you can export to the your file system level. Your client, you can export it, or suppose like your server, you can export it, or your C drive, your local desktop also you can export it. So whatever you want, you can export it. So wherever you want, you can export the data. So that is also possible. We can also export the tables to the our local laptops or desktops. We can export it. That is also possible here. See here, this is, so we got the records here. Suppose I want to do some analysis as well here, some trending, some graphs I need to do that one. So in previous databases, we don't have that much of graphs. This much of administration is not possible from other databases. Why? Because here we are doing from the HANA Studio. So it's possible from here. So suppose I want to do some analysis here. Just click on this one. Just click on this analysis button here. Suppose I want some column name in the x-axis. I hope you know what is the x-axis and y-axis and everything, right? You know x-axis and so y-axis. So and the column name is here, and so then reference ID in the y-axis. So I can pull the data here like that. So I can get the data from here. So like that we can pull the data here. We can pull the data in the graphical format as well. Suppose you want to chart in this format, or you want to chart in this format, or you want to chart in this format. So you want to graph in this pie chart wise. So then you can filter it out. So based upon whatever the formats we have here, the five pie charts, so we can filter it out. So based on that, we can filter it out. Whenever the data coming to the here, immediately, so the pie chart will be changed. So in the live iteration will be showed here immediately. The data will be showed here. Whatever the charts are available, you can use those charts for the your. Just you can export the data to the HTML format or whatever the format. Then you can inform to the your manager. You can inform to the your manager saying that this is the graphical format we have, something like that. So you can inform to them. You can inform, you can inform, right? So that is what we did it now. That is what we have exported. You can see in the HTML format, I exported, and you can see all the columns data and everything I exported, and then we can share this file to the our manager. So for the reference purpose. So like that, we can do the analysis of the tables. So if you want to take the screenshot, you can also save as this image. This image also you can save it. This image also you can save it. This image also you can save it like this. So what is the file name? Where it is saved? In the documents, in the documents. Okay, so yeah, I saved it here. So you can see image generated. See here, image generated. So see here how so the data graph is populated here. So everything is possible. It's a very simple administration. HANA-DB is very simple administration. So anyone can do the administration. So it's very simple. So this is only for the calculation of the table, the calculation of the content in the table. What is the analysis? Normally, the functional people, functional folks, they will do the some analysis here before they releasing. Not only functional, so some managers, the functional managers, some trending, the sales. Suppose there is some sales, they have to release the some product in the next month. So they will check the same product or different product. So what is the graph relation in the next month, in the next year, last 5 years, what happened in there, the sales, in which months their sales are very high. So like that, they will do the some analysis on the so their estimation. How can we they can come to conclusion? Okay, this month, this year, like that. So based upon the graph. So based upon the graph means you need the data, right? You need the some data in the Excel sheet. So that they can, but here directly we can map this table to our Excel. Directly you can map the table to the here. Then you can do the some analysis here. You can do the some analysis here. Like that we can perform the so analysis, some graphs trending analysis we can perform it from the so here in the catalog, under the catalog. Suppose you want to create the some own schema, right click and you can create it. Suppose you want to so export, you want to import, so those things we can possible here. Those things also we can perform it here. Export, importing, right click and export, import, delete. So delete also possible, but don't delete it anywhere. So we can view. So like that is possible. All the tables it's possible. Whatever the tables you want to export, you can export it. Whatever the tables you want to export it, so you can export it. All the tables you can export it and import it, everything. So you can do that one. Everything you can do that one. Okay. So this is the exporting and importing the data and viewing the data and everything, right? This is the thing we are discussing now under the content, under the catalog. So we have the schemas. Under the schema, we have the tables are available. Remaining, you can ignore it. So it's not our scope. Remaining, like it's the views, triggers, sequence, index, those are the things, but it's not required for us. Just you can ignore it. Okay. So these are the under the catalog here. So then content here. And the content, so we have the this is purely used by our developers, modelers, HANA developers. So they will create the packages, calculation views, analytical views, they will create it. So it's not part of our job. So you can ignore it. It's not part of our job. You can ignore it. So the next one is for the provisioning, So what is mean by provisioning here? What is mean by data provisioning here? So the provisioning is for provision. So which means another word is called the pulling the data from other databases. So other database means other non-HANA databases or HANA databases. In your organization, you have only so one HANA database. You have only one HANA and centralized HANA database. You don't have licenses. You don't have much amount to purchase the more HANA databases, right? So you have only one HANA databases. So in this case, you have other databases already running. Suppose like SQL Server, Oracle, MaxDB, Sybase, some other DB2 databases we have, right? These all are the HANA database. Suppose like SQL Server, Oracle, some other like MaxDB, so some other like DB2, and we have some other HANA database also. HANA also we have. Okay, so but if you want to provide the access to the users, the developers, you need to provide the access to the all the databases. Why? Because since they have to merge the data, they have to do some development. They want to do the development, they need some data, right? Some data from the system. The data, the data is available, the data available, and we have to provide the access to the all the data. He has to log into this database and pull the data, this database, pull the data, this database, pull the data, and finally he has to merge it. It's a time-taking process. Time-taking process, and it's not that much of speed as well, pulling the data from the other databases. So what SAP implemented one function. So if you have non-HANA databases, if you have non-HANA databases, you can just map the connection to this SQL server to, so just here, then you can pull the data. You can pull the data from the, so where, so you can log into the here one database, you can log in here, then you can pull the data from the, you can pull the data from the other databases. It's very simple. You no need to connect all the databases, just to log into the HANA box. Here you can pull the data from the all the remote databases. You can, same as like our RFC destinations, right? In SM59, we can create the connectivity connections, then we can pull the data from the all other non-HANA or non-HANA databases. That is called the data provisioning. Provisioning means to provision the data from the other remote sources or non-HANA databases. So that is the concept of provisioning. So for this one, you need to create the, first of all, you need to establish the connection. First of all, you need to establish the connection to just I'm giving the overview, not like discussing more. Why? Because it's a huge topics. Okay, so just giving the overview. What is this? How to do the connectivity? How to pull the records from the data? So that those things I am discussing now. Okay, so here this is the pulling the data from the. Oh, suppose tomorrow if anyone asks you during the interview, what is mean by data provisioning? Data provisioning is called to provision the data from the other remote databases. So many databases we can connect to the HANA, then we can pull it. So because HANA is very fast. So if you log into the Oracle, if you want to pull it, so it will take some time, right? Same as like here also. So you can just go to the here, then there is a provisioning option is available here. Provisioning option is available here. The first you need to do, you need to create the remote source. So for that one, first you have to create the remote source. Right click on the remote source, just click on the new remote data source here. Here provide the source name. What is that source? Suppose HANA. I want to connect to the HANA. So then you have here, either here have option. What is the adapter here? HANA means HANA adapter. Teradata, IQ, HANA. So we have the number of which database you are connecting. That database related adapter you need to choose it. Suppose like I am connecting to the HANA. Then I will choose the HANA here. Then you have to provide the HANA server details here. HANA server details you need to provide it. Suppose like HANA server details is our SAP Linux is the host name. What is the port number? The instance number. So 15 is our port number. What is the username here? So we have the system user. So then you have to enter the password here. Then just click on the, so save, right? Connection created, remote source created, and remote connection to established. So what I did is I'm connecting from this HANA database to, so another HANA database is remotely. The connection is established here. The connection is established here. The connection is established here. So now what I can do here, so here you can see when the connection is established. So here you got the one entry here. You got the one entry here. One entry you got it here. Now you can see I just from this HANA databases, just I'm explaining, I got the all the schemas, Ravi 1, Ravi 2, Ravi 3, Ravi 4, something like that, right? So I'm just adding this as a, so here you don't have any tables here, right? You don't have any tables. Why? Because which we created it here. So you have one table here in the system repo. So here we have the tables here. So right click and so add as a virtual tables. Add as a virtual tables in the same schema or different schema. What's in which schema you want to add it. So suppose I want to add it under the system schema. Then create it. Then you created the virtual table. Virtual table means you are creating other databases tables as a virtual tables in your database. So like that, which tables you want to create it. Like that, those tables you can add it as a virtual tables you can add it here, so that you can see here. So these are the remote data sources, these are the remote data sources which I created. Now go to the catalog. Under the catalog you have the system. Under the system you have the tables which you have the, these are the remote data sources. Remote data sources means which are from the different systems, not from these systems. So these are the tables. You can see the tables here. You can see the data from that tables as well. You can see the data from that tables as well. These are the data from the other database table, other database. So we filled from the here. We created the connection. We added the table as the here. Then we are pulling the data from here. We are pulling the data from here. You can see we are pulling the data from here. So that whenever any changes happened here, suppose one more entry added, then same data will be populated in this HANA database also. Same data. Suppose here what we did, we created the remote data source connection. Then we logged into here. So then we can access the this table date, this database data from here. From here you can log in. Here you can sit and you can access the this table data. You can access it here. That is what we did it here. So this administration, this remote data, not only HANA, we can also see the other database also. So other database also we can see it here. This is the provision concept. You can see here. So you can see the provisions here. You can see the provision, remote data access and provision. So see here, you can immediately the queries are generated here. At what time you pulled the data. So now connection is closed. So now what is the remote data source? How much data you pulled from the database? So all the data. So connection monitoring. You can see the connection monitoring. All the connections are connected. So all everything is connected. So system parameters, you can open the system parameters and you can do the some configuration as well. So this way we can pull the data from the other databases. That's why this is called the remote data administration. This is called the SDA, smart data access, data provisioning. One more technique, smart data access, which means smartly you can access the data from other databases. Smartly you can access the data. So not only this data. So if you have, we can install the DP agent. There is a agent actually that is also possible here. There is a DP agent. So right click and create the new demo. Now we have to create the new remote data source here. Now I want to create the Sybase, Teradata, IQ. So Hadoop, Oracle, SQL Server, DB2. We have the number of databases are available here. Reserve, number of databases are available here. Number of databases we have, we can available here. So those databases related data we can pull it. So not only Hadoop. Suppose if you want to connect the Hadoop, the URL, the web URL, and the URL we have to give it, and username and password. Suppose you want to pull the data from some other SQL server or DB2, we can pull it. We can pull the data from. So we can also get the data from the server. So then user ID we can pull the data. That is called the reserved destination. So you can also pull the file destination. So in my Windows, there is some location where I have some data. I want to, this data should be in the HANA database. So that is also possible. That is also you can pull it. That is called the DPA. That is called the data provisioning only. That recently they have created the DP agent. The agent will send it out. What we have to do, that agent we have to install on the some other remote source we have to install it. Then we have to establish the connection. So like suppose here is the my location, my payment files, everything, they will sit here. They will come to the here. So then I want my this payment files should be in the one my centralized my HANA database. It should be in the stored in the my HANA database. What I can do here, I will install the DP agent. DP agent I can install it here. DP agent I will install it, file based or whatever it based DP agent. Then I will connect this DP agent to the my HANA database. I will connect it. I will connect to the my HANA database here. Then so whatever the data comes to the here, suppose if any data comes to the here, immediately so my DP agent will send this data. My agent DP agent means one of the service, small service only. It will send the data to the my HANA database. This is also one of the smart data technique only. Smart data techniques only. We have multiple multiple techniques are there, but since you are new to HANA, so based upon the experience, you may get more. But for this level, you are okay to only the smart data access. That is fine. Smartly, you can access the data from the other databases. Okay, so this much of knowledge that is enough for you. So this is the security concept again. So in the security, so any questions on the provisioning topic here? Anyone, any concerns, any questions? But because so we have to we have more, but not discuss much on the data provisioning. Just to this much of just a small introduction is enough on the that smart data access. So any question till now? If not, yes. Okay, so that's why I'm not not going very detailed way. So why? Because the detailed way will take another 10 to 15 days, the detailed discussion. But why? Because that much of this detailed discussion is not required for in this level. Okay, so if you want, I can discuss, but it's not required for us. Okay, so then security. Under the security, we already discussed about the users creations. So and roles creations, we already discussed. Anyone created the users and roles? I don't see no one created anything here. Okay, so apart from that, there is a security roles here. If you just click on the security tab, here we have the auditing. Auditing, there is a password policy, auditing, and encryption mechanism. So auditing means, so normally suppose in every company, every organization, there is a auditing will happen, right? In the database level, the finance systems, the auditing will happen. We have to enable the auditing in the database level. So that the policies we have to create it. So what things you have to, what audit actions you have to expose it? Is it all actions, all only data deletion actions, only license related? What actions you have to enable it? Is it successful or non-successful or all? What audit actions you have to enable it? So that thing you have to create the policies. You have to create the policies, and which user, what users you want to do the auditing. You want to say all users. Then if you want to all the users, you want to all the schemas, all the users, you want to enable the all the Ravi one, everyone. Then you can add it everything here. Then just click on the deploy button. So that, so whatever I am doing here, why? Because I tracked Ravi user now. Whatever I am doing here, everything will be tracked here. So that during the auditing, suppose if I did wrong, if I did some mistake, everything they will spot it out. Immediately they will fire me. That is what will happen in the auditing, especially in the banking sector, in the banking systems. It always the audit policies, auditing settings are always enabled for their application, whatever the application they are using. If they are using HANA database, here the auditing settings will be enabled. If they are using other databases, other applications, so other database also some auditing policies, they will enable the auditing. Then they will enable the audit policies and everything, they will enable it. Then so whatever anything wrong, it's going wrong, that will be tracked during the auditing, they will spot it out. That is the concept of the auditing here. So we can enable it, not only user specific, any auditing actions we can enable it. So not the auditing. So suppose backup deletion, suppose some tables deletion. So suppose you want to track some backup deletion. Then so backup deletion. Someone successfully deleted or someone not successful. Someone suppose all actions. Someone tried to delete it. Someone deleted already. So that much of information you can delete it. You can find out. Suppose I am the user. I am the system user. Suppose the example system user. System user. So system user. I created the one audit policy here. Okay, so now auditing is enabled. So there is a backup here, right? We have the backups here. Okay, I want to delete this backups here. I want to delete this backups here. So if you want to delete the backup, you want to go to the system DB. I want to delete this backups and everything here. Just right click and we can delete it. There is an option actually for deletion. So we can delete it. Those from catalog we can delete it. Or from operating system level also. Yeah, you can see here. Delete the older backups. We can delete it. Yeah, catalog from backup location. Both backups will be deleted. So I deleted the backups, right? Older backups I deleted, which means I attempted to delete it, which means my thing will be recorded here. So my data will be recorded. Who deleted what? So what deleted? Who deleted? All the things will be deleted. All the things will be so catalog and back application where we have to delete it from the file system level, and here also should delete it. So all these things we can, it will be track it. It will be tracked here. It will be tracked in the security audit policies. The log will be available in the either the log will be available either the trace directory or in the trace directory. You can also see some logs here in the trace directory, what exactly happening and everything we can see it from there. Or we can also choose the custom location. So custom location, wherever you want these logs, we can also store that one. So that will be tracked here as part of the auditing policies that will be tracked. So that next one is the password policy. So sometimes we are setting the password length whenever you are in the banking sector systems or some other, there is strong password we need to set. Minimum 4 letters, minimum 8 letters, one uppercase, one lower case, those things we can set it out here. So you should not use the last 2 3 passwords, same passwords, you should not use it in the last 3 passwords. Sometimes if you put like some blacklisted passwords, sometimes someone will be able to put like so small different passwords, simply guess passwords like India, something like that they will put, right? India 123, something like that they will put. That passwords also we can blacklist. That passwords also we can blacklist. We can put into the blacklisted. So users whenever they are setting the new password, so they cannot set this one. Why? Because the password is the blacklisted password. We put this password, India is in the blacklisted. Not only here, someone like welcome, someone different passwords they will set it, right? So they will hacker simply guess these passwords, India 123, suppose like India different something 1235, simply they will guess the passwords, hackers. So that so they can log in with your ID, simply they will guess the password, simply they can log in. So to get the strongest password, strongest security, so few passwords we can put in the blacklist. With this case, the user cannot set the new password with like India or welcome. It will throw the error. Suppose like example, so I'm creating one user, right? Suppose like welcome 123. Let me set. Contains one upper letter, lower letter, digits. So see how it is restricting. How it is restricting means based upon the data which I am setting here. Now I have not done anything now. Just minimum 8 letters, and I don't want to upper letter. It's not mandatory for me. So that's why I not set this thing. So one upper and one this one. Then so create it again, new user, welcome one. Just I'm setting the password. So okay, see here, I am unable to set this password. Why? Because this password is part was found in the password blacklisted passwords. So I am unable to set this password. See here how it got saved, how it got thrown the error. Why? Because the password is in the blacklisted password. That is the reason. So the password which I given welcome one, so that is in the blacklisted one. I put into the blacklisted, which means you cannot set that password as a password. That word as a password. That word as a password you cannot set. That is the main intention of the security policies and everything. So the data volume encryption and everything. The data volume encryption means if the encryption, no one cannot do anything. Suppose sometimes they will hack some hackers, they will hack the data simply. Why? Because the passwords are available in not only main memory, they will available in the data folder as well. Why? Because as part of the save point in the data will move to the from data storage to main storage to again file system level data folder. So the same password is available in the database level in the data folder as well. If they hack operating system, then if they simply open the cd/HANA, they can open it. cd/HANA, they can open it. Why? Because where we have the data, cd/HANA and data. They can open this folder, and whatever I have done now, all the data is available here as well. All the data is available here as well. Why? Because HANA database installed here, then they have data available here as well. The data available here as well. So that they can log in here, they can they can open the passwords by using the SQL query, whatever they have, they can open the queries and data, everything they can do that one. So to avoid that is visible, the password is visible. But if you encrypt that password, if you encrypt that passwords, if you encrypt the data volume, if you encrypt that one, they cannot view the password. Sensitive data, they cannot view it. Sensitive data, they cannot view it. So that thing also it's possible as part of the security concept, data volume encryption, which means data volume, some encryption means. So some data, suppose like example, you have some financial data is storing into the database level. Okay, financial data is storing into the database level. This is our database main memory, right? This is our main memory. So data will come to the here, it will sit here in the RAM memory, the physical memory it will set. Data will come from other sources, either the SAP or some other third-party tools, it will come to the here, it will sit in, so user done some transaction, some ticket booking, something he done it, some loan, some payments, some credit cards, bank payments, everything is done. So that the passwords also will be available in the database table itself, right? Whatever the user set the passwords, so some authentications, everything is available in the database level in the form of tables. Same here, they store it here. And also in HANA, we have data folder at OS level /HANA data. We have at OS level, operating system level, we have data folder, right? So first data goes to the main memory, physical memory. Then once it here, then same data will be copied to the here, right? Copied to the in the data folder. Well, because as part of the security measures, and also in case of data failure, then we can retrieve the data from this data folder to here. So one day user did the one transaction. User did one transaction. There is some financial data, transactions and everything. He did it. The data comes to the database level. It will sit into the main memory in the form of table here. So this transaction contains some secret keys, some bank locker keys, some secret keys. They have stored it. You don't know, some secret keys, bank locker keys, everything he stored it. So he stored it. It is available here. Then same data will be moved to the, after 5 minutes, same data will be moved to the, so in the data folder also it will say, right? One copy of data available here, one more copy of data available here. Okay, this is the OS, operating system level. This is the operating system level. So that is the main memory. This is the OS level. This is the main memory. So the hacker, he connected to the database OS level. He connected to the database level. Okay, he knows he is a very good at HANA administration side. He is the developer. He knows everything, the queries and everything. He logged into the systems. Then he's trying to open the locker keys, the locker key number, key file is trying to open. If it is encrypted, if it is not encrypted, you can view the data, the sensitive information, you can view it. If it is not encrypted, sorry, if it is encrypted, then you cannot view the data. That is in the binary code format, it will be displayed. Only system itself can understand that encryption. So not by other users and everything. You cannot view that much of that data, that password, the key lock, you cannot view it. So the main thing is to avoid unnecessary security issues, security breaches, whatever the possible ways we have, everything is possible from here. That's why the encryption, we are doing the encryption. That's why we are doing the encryptions. Some banking sectors, everything, they will do this type of encryptions, but normal other things, they cannot do the encryptions because it's not mandatory. There is no security sensitive information. So that's why they are doing this encryption, and you need to create the key for all. Key for encryption means keys. You want to create the keys. So that is also possible here. So that things is possible here. So that's the concept of the encryption. SAML data provided is for the SSO mechanism purpose. They will use it. Password policies. So whatever the password you want, 8 letters, 4 letters, 3 letters, whatever you want. So you want to expire the initial password after 18 days, 7 days. User inactivity. If the 365 days user is inactive, then immediately the user get deleted, inactivated. So then password expiration 14 days, blacklisted passwords, all these things, auditing, what audit actions you want to put, majorly in the banking sector, the auditings will be enabled. Okay, so these are about the some security related topics here. Okay, so tomorrow we'll discuss about the HANA HSR and system copy. HANA HSR and system copy. So these are the topics pending, which very important topics for you guys. System copy, system refresh, system copy, and system copy or system refresh. It kind of DB refresh. DB refresh also called the backup and restore. What we discussed in the backup restore. So system DB refresh, at least some theoretically also we have to cover it, DB refresh. Then HSR, HANA system replication. This required the one more database. So what is mean by system replication? So I will give the one glance. So you have high availability systems. In one data center, you have one system, one more country, you have the same system is available here. HANA HA. So which means, so yeah, the user transaction, this is a banking sector. This is the banking sector systems, right? Suppose one of the banking, one of the so popular banking sector server here, right? So then here, so one day some hardware failure, something is happened here. Immediately, if it is happened, immediately down means during the banking operation, the server is down means they lost lot of transactions and there is a lot of business impact, right? During the banking hours, the server is down. So to avoid this one, they will create the one more database with a different region, different country. They will create it one more data center. That is for the different server. They will create it. So they will create the replication from here to here. Why? Because till now, whatever the transactions are happening, same transactions will be moved to the secondary database. Secondary databases, they will move it, right? Secondary database, they will move to the here. So suppose this thing is happened, something this got failure. Immediately the secondary will be up, then all users can connect to the secondary database, they can do the transactions even though the primary is down. How it is possible, how we can enable the data replication, those things we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, and these things. Okay, so these two topics we left. So then we can discuss some important points on the questions and answers. Okay, these two topics we will cover it tomorrow, Friday. Then Saturday we'll discuss about some revision on the all topics, some type of interview point of questions and everything that we will discuss. Okay, so that is the next topics which we are going to discuss. But please practice it, Hannah. But SAP, I think we have some issues, so we have